like to call to order the City of Douglasville's regular city council meeting for tonight, July the 15th. We'll have our invocation by Pastor Henry Greenidge, Executive Pastor of Trinity World Christian Center. After that, our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem Richard Siegel, City Council Member. Please stand for the invocation.
Good evening, Mayor and esteemed council members. My wife, Kathy, and I just moved into the new development off of 92 Gateway from Lithia Springs. And so I was particularly interested to attend community meetings this past week. And I have to say that when we deal with people, like the people in my church, the people in our city, we run into issues. And so my prayer is that as you do that, at the basis, that God will give you love and he will give you wisdom. We can change locations, but sometimes our issues follow us. Reminds me of a story of a man whose boat capsized and he ended up on an abandoned island, and he lived there by himself for 25 years. And one day he saw a boat way off in the distance. He sent up some smoke signals. The captain of that cutter sent a boat out to inquire and picked the guy up, and he said, "I never thought I'd be rescued. Thank you so much." As they were leaving, the guy in the boat said, "What are those three huts back there?" He said, "Oh, that first hut to the right, that's the house I used to live in." "Oh, what's that second hut?" "That's the church I used to attend." "Oh, what's the third hut?" "That's the church I used to attend." But so my prayer for you this evening is about love. It comes from Philippians. And this is my prayer, that your love would abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what is best and be pure and blameless, filled with the fruits of righteousness that come through Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Pastor Greenidge. We appreciate the invocation. Again, I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council regular voting meeting tonight. The City Council meeting of agenda items where official action will be taken tonight from the items that were discussed last Thursday at the work session. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda item comments from citizens and delegates section for you to discuss your business. There's just a few protocol issues and items I'd like to go over this evening to make sure and certain that we're on the same page. I ask that you would keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You'll receive a warning from the chair if you deviate from this requirement. A deviation will result in a request for you to leave the premises this evening. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not applaud or react or speak from the audience, cheer, carry on conversations, or be disruptive in any way. I remind you that we were only required to accept public comments on zoning matters. We're not required to accept public comments on any other items before the council, and we will maintain order. If you have a silent cell phone or electronic device, I ask that you put those in silent mode or turn those off until the meeting is over. The agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item. Then the person representing the agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. Myself or council members will possibly ask questions to clarify information that we did not receive on last Thursday. The committee person will have 30 minutes for individuals to speak in favor of the item and 30 in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. If you have printed material, we ask that you would please hand that to the Assistant City Clerk. There's a form that you should have filled out if you'd like to speak, and that will give your name, address, and information for the record. I believe that's it. We only have 5 minutes for everyone to speak, and so after saying all of that, now we'll go to the agenda. And the first agenda item is minutes of approval I open the floor for a motion to approve minutes of the legislative work session and the special meeting of June 27th, 2019, and the regular meeting and executive sessions of July 1st, 2019.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Thank you so much.
Or the,
Hit the button.
Councilman Watts.
oh, I forgot about the button.
This is a new iCompass. We're
Second.
still hitting it. Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes as presented. Are there any corrections or any further discussion as relates to this item from council members? Thank you. Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The minutes are being approved. Now I move on to the consent agenda. I open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda. Thank you so much. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion as it relates to the consent agenda? Any council members see any corrections or anything to add to the consent agenda? Not seeing any. Comments? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is unanimously approved. We'll move on now to Public Safety Committee. The Vice Chair is Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chair. We appreciate that. Community and Economic Development Committee, that's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Planning and Development Committee, the Vice Chair is Councilmember Miller T.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items under planning and development at this time.
Thank you so much, Councilman Miller. Parks and Recreation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Parks and Recreation.
Thank you so much, Coach. Finance Committee, the Vice Chair is Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We do have one item. That's the authorize the mayor to sign task order number 20 with AECom Technical Services Incorporated for additional services as SPLOST Program Manager. We discussed this in committee on Thursday. It was supposed to have been on the agenda for the legislative work session. Somehow didn't make it, but it is here now. So if anybody has any questions, Mr. Shane Bird is here to field them.
Okay. Mr. Shane?
You could just review for us what this is.
Start off. My name is Shane Bird, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia. This item is to amend an existing task order or to create a new task order for a SPLOST program manager. That is Steve Tiedemann with AECom Technical Services. This is essentially to finish out a raft of work that he does have for us, and going forward, he'll be working in a part-time capacity, which will then go into an on-call capacity.
Comments or questions from Mayor and Council for Mr. Bird?
What was Mr. Steve Titleman? Is that the person?
Yeah.
Okay. Making certain.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then I'd like to place this item in the form of a motion for approval.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to approve this item to authorize myself to sign the task order number 20 for AECom Technical Services for additional services as SPLOST Program Manager. Are there any additional questions or comments as it relates to this item? Any further discussion? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving this finance item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. This item has been approved.
We have no other items tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on to item 12, which is Information and Technology Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items at this time under the Information and Technology Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Maintenance and Sanitation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in maintenance and sanitation.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll move on to the next committee, which is Transportation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items under transportation tonight.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Personnel and Organization Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on then to item number 16. and that is Ordinance and Intergovernmental Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items under ordinances and intergovernmental committee. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Education and Training Committee, the Vice Chair is Councilmember Burdanley.
No, ma'am. No business tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a light night for business. Thank you so much. We'll move on to item 18, Communications Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Miller T.
We have no business under the Communications Committee tonight, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Councilman Miller. Now we have other business. Is there any other business to come before council tonight from council members? Thank you. Not seeing any. Then we'll move on to updates from staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Colonel Dotson. Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Susan Littlefeld.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. That's not the chief, that's the deputy chief. Do you have anything?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Shaw. City Manager, Ms. Marsha Hampton, welcome back.
Yes, ma'am. Only 2 items. One, as you all know, staff has been working to try to coordinate a special call meeting with the restaurants to discuss the entertainment district. Now that we've gotten you all to be available, the restaurants are not available. So we're going to shoot for August 1st, which is your next regular scheduled meeting that you have at 4 p.m. Patrice Williams and her staff in community development will reach out to the restaurants. We hope that we can have at least the majority of them there. We don't want to go much longer than that in case you all want to make a decision that following Monday, but August 1st at 4 p.m. is what we're going to shoot for. The other is we have received notice, as you know, Madam Mayor, from the Water and Sewer Authority that your city representative, Jeff Knowles, has resigned because he is no longer a City of Douglasville resident. Therefore, you all will have to make a selection. The mayor has mentioned to me a nomination that she'd like to put forth. We would want to do those interviews on August 1st as well. If you have candidates, I know, Mayor Pro Tem, you've reached out to myself and Chelsea Jackson about a potential candidate. Please let me know. We want to try to get those lined up. As you know, we do have that 45-day window that we have to meet. So the sooner we can make that appointment, the better we are to satisfy the requirement.
Thank you so much, City Manager. And with that being said, Mr. Knowles was a great asset to the Water and Sewer Authority. He brought a lot of institutional knowledge from the city, having worked here in the engineering department, as well as Greystone Power. And so he's moving out of the county to be closer to his job. It was in the paper today that Paulding, they're building this beautiful facility. And so he's moving closer in that area, and he regrets. He said, thank you for the opportunity, and he's so sorry that he had to leave the board, but he is moving because of work. So again, we have about 45 days to the date to have someone in that position. If not, then it will go back to the county side, and they can appoint someone, the Board of Commissioners. So just be thinking about people to bring forward, and I have submitted a name. And so we ask council members, if you have someone in your community that would like to serve on Water and Sewer Authority, we'll bring all those citizens together and interview them, and then have by majority vote to put that person on the Water and Sewer Authority to fill that term, which is until 2021. Okay. Thank you so much. Now we have staff reports, the summer interns presentation to myself and council. Who's the spokesperson for this Ms. Talisha?
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and City members of Council. Talisha Champagne, Senior HR Generalist, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia. Before we get started, we would like to ask if you will join us in the audience before we start our presentation.
You have a film presentation? Okay. To bring my eyes, that's what I was asking.
Tonight, we first want to say thank you, Madam Mayor, first for your vision. As we started this internship program last year, we started it as our pilot program. We are always honored for you, along with members of council, in your support of all of the events and the programs that we have here in the city. The 2018 pilot program proved to be a very successful program. We had several interns who graduated. They are gaining practical experience, and they're definitely making an impact here in the city. And we actually have 2 of those interns that were here with us last year. One who is in a regular part-time position here with the Parks and Recreation Department, and we actually have one of our interns who's here with us tonight, who was just recently hired as our financial analyst with our finance department. So again, thank you all so much for your support. Before our interns get started, we have a short video presentation that we would like for you to see.
My name is Sully Craig, and I'm the Parks and Rec intern. My name is Hannah Ferguson, and I am interning for the Human Resources Department. My name is Tam Toho. You can call me Tam, or you can call me Tay, like Tada, and I'm the intern that works in the administration department.
My name is Maya Jackson, and I work in the Community Development Department.
I'm Jackson Langford. I'm the Community Relations intern.
My name is Regina Hudson, and I'm an intern for the Finance Department.
My day-to-day is essentially me helping with the impact report for 2019. I look at different governments that did the same report and look at best practices so that I can go ahead and give suggestions for improvements for our own impact report for 2019.
I just do a lot of zoning things, so I will usually review rezoning properties or people who need special use permits. Anything in that scope, and my assist the interim zoning administrator with whatever he needs.
I've helped candidates. I've helped with the evaluation process that person is going through right now. I've done some marketing for them, and I've helped put on some conferences that we've done as well. First off, file management. Just keeping organizational files, creating files is very important just to make sure everything's in alphabetical order and that we're able to go back and refer to those files when we need it. Another thing I've had a big helping hand in is recruitment. So I've definitely reached out to people via phone call or email, just sending emails about background checks or just checking up with them. And I've also had the opportunity to sit in on a couple onboarding sessions, and also I've been a panelist for a few interviews as well.
The asset sheets and comparing them with the financial statements or mailing checks to companies around Douglasville, putting stickers together so that people can put them on trash that they need for the departments and take away.
It could be editing a city council meeting that happened the other night, or it could be just going out to a job site and taking photos, or even creating like a flyer or a pamphlet for any kind of event in the city.
I think my favorite experience would be participating in the different training and developments. I know we had a diversity and harassment training, which was pretty good. I learned a lot from that.
So I was able to go to the planning commission meetings once a month. So I was able to go and actually take minutes and just interact with the process. It was awesome seeing people who want to establish businesses. It was a great way to see how cities actually run and the process you have to go through to do a business here.
My favorite thing so far in the internship program has been planning the 4th of July celebration that we just put on. I got to design a flyer that was sent out to the community to advertise for the event. I got to call the members. That was awesome. Really great experience. I learned a lot through that process of organizing events. And I just really liked it.
To going to different sites and taking photos, or going out on video shoots, or like for the 4th of July, for the parade, that was so much fun.
Just kind of feeling really involved with the community our sphere, such as the City of Douglasville, where there are many different women in leadership roles, such as the city manager, the mayor herself, the assistant city manager, the community development director.
What I liked this internship was just how much goes into running the city, knowing how much money the city makes, how much we are spending, what's happening, what projects are going on, and just knowing that Douglasville's in good hands and that good things are happening.
All right. Good evening, everyone. You've landed safely at your destination, which is the City of Douglasville, and welcome to your tour of the City of Douglasville's 2019 internship program. Today, my fellow tour guides and I will be giving you a tour of each department division, and our first stop is HR Boulevard.
My name is Maya Ferguson, and our first stop tonight will be at HR Boulevard. As an HR intern, I got the chance to collect statistical data for our fiscal year 19 HR Council report. So all of the charts and graphs I created just basically displayed our demographics and our performance as HR, but not only as HR, but as a city as a whole. Secondly, I also got the chance to be an interview panelist for several interviews. So I just got the chance to sit in and ask questions and really just see what makes someone a true candidate and just see what key details will make them an asset and bring talent to the team. And another cool thing I got to do was I got to go to a lot of training and development activities. I did risk management, FMLA, and diversity and harassment, and those are really helpful for me because those are things that I plan to be well-versed in my career. And now I am going to hand it over to Community Relations Corner.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Jackson Langford from Community Relations. One of the big things that took up my time for this project was that introduction video, just going through the intro graphic and building that out. One of the big pains of it was just realizing how not fun it is to schedule people to show up at the same time to something. Moving past that, one of the fun things that I did was just filming for the 4th of July parade. It was about an hour long, and it was just really nice being able to try and put in some effort to show people what the community could do when it comes together to celebrate, the country. And it was nice being able to think that what we were showing could be viewed by those who possibly couldn't make it from traveling or just couldn't leave the house, so they could still enjoy the community from their home. And then past that, I had never really made anything that had been mass produced, so it was neat. When I first started, I was able to make the Flag Day program. And it was really neat being able to see that being made in multiple copies and being enjoyed by those who came to the event. Moving on, I'd like to introduce the Finance Freeway.
Hello, I'm McKenna Rigdon. And through this internship that I'm really thankful that I've gotten the opportunity to have, I did so many small projects, there's way too many to name, but one of my favorites was analyzing the capital assets of 2018 and comparing them to the financial statements of 2018 and seeing what in a $5 difference, hopefully, that we can have a good standing for the next financial year. And this was just so fun because I had the ability to learn the software, which I'd never been exposed to before. And I actually got to help teach the new finance employee how to operate it. So that was really fun. And I also got to sort different types of taxes based on what they are and how much they were so that we can file them properly. I also had the ability to go through sanitation, deposits, and the checks, and this was really cool because I had no idea what goes into keeping companies running and how much sanitation costs, and it was fun to stamp the checks and prepare them for the bank and everything. And I just want to say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And so let's head down to Community Development Drive.
Hi, my name is Maya Jackson, and I'd like to show you around Community Development Drive. The interim zoning administrator and my boss, Patrice Williams, have put a lot of trust in me, so I have learned so much about zoning. Before I came here, I couldn't tell you what zoning was. So I've learned how to do rezoning, plat reviews, special outdoor events, things like that. I actually got to present to mayor and city council an ordinance. Couldn't tell you what an ordinance was before this. So I've learned so much, and it helps me better understand how to interact with my city and how my city runs. I've also learned how to do development plans and plat reviews. So everything you see, every building you see built, it doesn't just pop out of nowhere. It's a very extensive process that happens for a city like Douglasville to look the way it does. So I'm very proud to be a part of that process. And my favorite part is interacting with customers. Every day I have to go out and speak to people, whether they want a business license, a special outdoor event. Just having that interaction with citizens is awesome. And just knowing that we serve someone. Without the citizens of Douglasville, none of us would have a job. So that's my favorite part. And now we're gonna take a trip to Parks and Rec Road.
Hi, my name is Delaney Craig, and I would like to welcome you to Parks and Rec Road. On my journey through this internship, I got the opportunity to put my hands on a lot of different projects. One of my favorite was the 4th of July celebration that we put on at Hunter Park. I was really given a lot of freedom with this project. I got to design a flyer that went out in the newspaper to advertise for the event. I got to call the vendors and invite them to come hang out with us and design the layout for where they would be stationed and where everything would be set up on that day. And then on the actual day, I was there taking pictures, and that was really cool. Another awesome thing that we've been doing is going through the accreditation process, getting Parks and Rec accredited for the City of Douglasville. I've got to sit in on a few of those meetings and learn about that process, and I've got to read through and edit some of the programming plans, and I'm about to start with the marketing plan as well. And then another thing that I've done also is a program proposal. So upon taking some surveys of our citizens, we learned that we're kind of lacking in senior citizen health and wellness. So we decided to start up a program of senior aerobics. And there's a long process that goes into starting a program like that. So I've kind of gotten to help write the program proposal for that upcoming program. And so it's been an awesome experience, and I'm very grateful. Now we're going to head to our last stop at Administration Avenue.
Welcome to Administration Avenue, everyone. My name is Tam Tahoe. You may call me Tam or Ta, like in Tada. And as your tour guide today, I will be sharing some words from our locals. I've asked one question to each of our locals. What is one thing you did not expect when you stepped into your role? Well, when people typically think about administration, people usually don't think about the involvement that goes on behind the closed doors. One of our locals shared that they did not expect heavy involvement with the elected officials. They didn't expect to become a medium between other people and between the elected officials. Another of our locals said that they did not expect the amount of time that they would use in meetings. Another of our locals said that they did not expect the number of emails they would receive every day they stepped into the office. And when we talk about involvement, it's when you step into an organization. When you step into an organization, their problems become your problems. One of our locals shared that they did not expect the level of infighting between elected officials when they stepped into their role several years ago. But at the same time, an organization's accomplishments are also your accomplishments. For example, the level of infighting has been eliminated between elected officials. And when we step into an organization, it's important to look at the outlook. Everything is interconnected, and we have to make an effort to be aware of it. One of our locals shared that they did not expect to learn so many detailed state laws that would affect local government. Another local shared that they did not expect the multitude of responsibilities that come from when laws change. And to end this tour on this street, I would like to end it with something powerful. One of our locals shared that they did not expect to work with so many women in leadership roles after working in so many spheres that were male-dominated. We have our wonderful mayor, our city manager, our city clerk, our assistant chief city attorney, our HR director, our finance director, as well as our community development director. And in conclusion, no matter what position you step into, whether it be an intern role or an official position role, you learn things that you can take with you along the way. And that's why it's important. The journey is important, not the destination. Because when you measure yourself from when you first started the journey and where you ended the journey, you're so much more better at the end. And on behalf of the 2019 interns, we are grateful that you are a part of our journey and us a part of yours. Now, my fellow tour guides and I would like to thank you. Thank you for touring with us. Tips are appreciated. Now, on that final note, we would like to invite Madam Mayor Robinson to be here with us. On behalf of the 2019 interns, we would like to give you a token of our appreciation for letting us be a part of your journey and letting us be your tour guide. Thank you.
Thank you, interns. Will the council please come up? We can all take a picture together. What? Someone told them I love these gummy bears. I have to hide them from my kids. Breaking my diet, so I'm gonna let you all see. They have all the stuff who told, this is city manager must have said something. Hot tamales, Aaron. Potato chips. Gummy bears. These are all my favorites. Woo-wee. You guys Thank you all so much. This is wonderful. You're breaking my diet, but you know, hey. As I eat these, I think about you guys.
I think you need to stand on that.
Here we go. Everybody look this way in 3, 2, 1. We'll do another one. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Thanks. So much. Thank you all for your presentation, our summer interns. I'd like for each person to come to the microphone. I know I'm putting you on the spot again, and just tell the school where you're going and your major, just so for the audience, so they'll know. Tam, are you at Georgia Tech? Oh, Georgia State. Okay.
Well, hello everyone again. Once again, my name is Tam Tahoe. I can go by either Tam or Ta, like in Tada, and I am a Georgia State University senior. I'm a managerial science major and a Spanish minor.
Very good. So this was helpful for you, this experience?
Yeah, I really like the research aspect because I've done like some research projects before, so I was able to apply it here.
Very good. And you know my son from IB.
Yeah,
you have to throw some of your sprinkles his way so he can get more focus.
That's who I got a note from that you said that you like those gummy bears.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Come on.
My name is Maya Ferguson. I attend the University of West Georgia, and I'm going to be a senior, and I'm a management major.
Very good. West Georgia, the Wolves,
Yes.
how's football?
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, Georgia State's doing well in football. And Kennesaw. Okay, thanks so much. Are you coming, Jackson? Jackson is so great. He came with Keep Douglasville Beautiful to the Water and Sewer Authority to present to WSA for the Beacon Awards. And so he worked after hours. His mom, Milbree Langford, is the attorney for WSA, and his dad works for GDOT. He's an engineer. And so something great about you, are you in the red coats?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
But you're past the red coats. Now you're like in this group, this real exclusive group. Explain to us what that is. I know you played, did you play trombone?
I do play trombone, yes, ma'am.
Yes, and Joel played trumpet. You guys were at Georgia Southern together with the Eagles, but he is such a, it's just two of them, he and his brother. And when his brother went to UGA, Jackson said, I'm going to hang out with my brother, so I'm transferring from Southern. I'm not going to be Eagle anymore, and he went over to be a Bulldog. But what's this special group that you're in now in band?
Yes, ma'am. I'm part of the Derbies band, which is the travel band. So there's only 2 away games that I could go to with that, which is Vanderbilt and then Tennessee to Neyland Stadium.
Wow, that's an exclusive. I mean, I know it's really tough to be a redcoat, but to get inside this Derby band is really something special. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us your major in UGA.
Jackson Langford. I attend the University of Georgia, and I'm an entertainment and media studies major.
Very good. Thanks, Jackson.
Thank you.
Have fun. UGA, I don't know if you're going again to the championship. We'll see. It's going to be Roll Tide and UGA and ooh.
Hello, I'm McKenna Rigdon. I also go to UGA, and I'm a finance major, and I'm going to be a junior.
Yes, ma'am. And your dad is in finance and your mom, so you're like money all around, right?
Yes.
And you have a twin. Where's your brother?
He's in Oklahoma right now.
He's in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And your mom said that you had such a great time. You were like excited to come to work. I can't believe that. She said McKenna wants to go. She's excited. She's enjoying being in finance department.
Yes.
So thank you so much
So
for
much fun.
being an intern. Yes, ma'am.
All right, go Dogs.
By the way, I agree. Go Dogs.
You agree? Okay.
Hi, I'm Delaney Craig. I am going to be a senior at Samford University, and I'm majoring in sports administration with a double minor in communications and sport recreation ministry.
Wow. And you're there with the Reagan boys.
Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes.
Robert Reagan, who owns Gumbo's.
I think they both just graduated.
Graduated.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, very good. And I understand you just smiled all over Parks and Recs. You had those little kids in camp.
Yes.
That's tough to do.
It
That's a hard
is.
crowd.
It takes a special heart.
I
I
know.
will say that.
The bubbles were great, though, for 4th of July. That was a
It
great
was so
station.
much fun. It was fun to photograph them, too.
Yes,
It's a
ma'am.
fun little side job that Chris has me doing. He gives me a lot more credit than I'm due. He thinks I'm some professional photographer, but it's really not that great.
Wow. Well, things will start happening. You can come back during the fall and see baseball and tennis
Yes,
and
for
all those other
sure.
events that are happening.
Yes, ma'am.
And football, Tiger Cubs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be
For
fun.
sure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Jackson, she's smiling. She's always smiling.
Hey, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
My name is Maya Jackson, and I attend Georgia State University, where I'm a senior majoring in political science.
Yes, ma'am. So, you started, how old? I hate to put your age out there, but you're very smart. You graduated like at 16. You started college, right?
I started college when I was 16.
You were 16. That's pretty young.
I didn't have a choice. My parents put me in school when I was 3, so it's really their fault. Yeah.
You're a sponge. You're absorbing all this stuff. So thank you so much for being an intern. We're very proud of you in the job that you've been doing. And you did an excellent job presenting last week, the ordinance. Your mom was here taking pictures. And Georgia State's doing really well in football now. Panthers, they're doing pretty good.
We're trying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Council members, you have any other comments for our interns? Thank you all so much. You are just continuing to do such a wonderful job. Our future is in great hands. I know people say a lot about, I don't know if you're XYZ millennial, there's so many terms out there, that you don't communicate because you're always on phones and you're texting, but you have just proven that you are articulate and you're excited and you want to learn. And this is why we have this program. And we hope that this experience has opened your eyes to local government and to your community, and that you all will come back after graduation and involve yourselves in some way. If it's not here at the City of Douglasville, that you'll still have roots in the community. So thank you so much again for your participation, and we wish you the best while you're in school. Let's please give them a hand for their presentation. Thanks again. Thanks, Council, for allowing me to have them come up and address everyone. We'll move on now to comments from citizens and delegates. If there's someone who has sustained the meeting and you'd like to have comments, you have 5 minutes. Please come to the podium and give your name and address for the record. And we're open for any statements.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gigi Ivy, 239 Paradise Circle, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. I am a graduate student at Georgia State University. I am receiving my master's in social work. And with that, I have a community analysis project. So I'm doing it on the City of Douglasville. I have to interview city council members if I can, or just, locals in the community, just to see what you guys think about Douglasville, the strength, weaknesses, if you're involved in anything, if you have an issue that you feel really passionate about. So my comment, just if you like to meet me in the back after the meeting, we can do this today, tomorrow, just if you're interested at all, just come and see me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ivy. Probably, City Manager, if you would want to give your information and maybe schedule some time if you wanted the elected officials to have an opportunity to speak with you. Okay. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? Thank you. Not seeing any then. This meeting is adjourned.